today's video, we're going to be generating a full SaaS using all no-code tools, and we're going to be using base 44 as the front end, and the back end will be n8n, my previous workflows. What we're going to be building is a UGC video generator where people upload a product image and it spits out a full-fledged video of a person talking about how good the product is. And it generates with the new Sora 2 video generation, which is kind of blowing up right now. So it'll be super easy to set up and something that you can do for your SaaS ideas. So to get started, we're at base 44. I'm gonna go to some of the templates and I'm gonna go to content generation and editing. And I looked at this one. I think we're gonna use this one, clone this app. I will create an account. Now this is gonna be kind of similar to how we're doing it, but now we need to generate a prompt to change this. So I'm gonna go to ChatGPT. Now I'm going to generate a prompt. So I put this prompt into ChatGPT. It generated this full prompt. Now I'm kind of simplifying this because we want it to be as simple as possible. This is what I'm gonna copy. I'm gonna go back to this cloned template. I'm gonna put that into here. First time doing this, so we'll see. So I put in that entire prompt. It then said all of the things that it's gonna try to implement, and then it went ahead and implemented these. I still have this AI storyboard generator, I believe, on the home, but if I click on this UGC Studio, this is the dashboard that lists all the requests that we've done. And then if we click create first request, it has the product image, product name, and then product details, which is all perfect. Submit that. I'm still confused on the home part. So if we go back home, looks like home is still there. So I'm gonna ask, do we need the home page still? So it just went ahead and removed that home page. I think we're set up to try to hook up the n8n workflow. So this is an automation that I generated and showed you guys previously. And we're gonna just start from scratch and create a new n8n workflow that is using the new Sora 2 generation. So let's go ahead and create a new workflow. The start trigger will be a webhook, and this method will be a post. Let's go ahead and save that. I'll just call it UGC SaaS. This webhook should have the image URL, the product details, and the product name. So once we hit submit request, it's going to go to that webhook and it'll have all of these details. From here, we will now take those product details and we're going to try to turn that into a prompt that will send to Sora 2. So from here, let's create an AI agent. Okay, let's go ahead and define below. We'll have input, and then this input we're going to get from the webhook. And then let's go ahead and connect chat model. Let's do OpenAI. Let's do ChatGPT-5 regular. And then in here, create a system message. I'm going to paste in my prompt. So this is the prompt that I added. You're an AI video prompt engineer, specialized in Sora 2 generating authentic UGC product videos. So I gave it some like criterias that we want. Obviously, I just created this whole prompt with ChatGPT, and this is the prompt that we're going to go with. Now let's get the input from the webhook. This is where we're going to connect up the production URL. So this is the URL, and we're going to connect this. Okay, I asked it to add in this webhook call and all the relevant information being sent to that call. And I also asked if there is a database or where all this stuff is being stored. It went ahead and added that webhook request. It looks like when the output videos are ready, it wants me to submit it back to the webhook URL. We can do that by responding with a respond to webhook node. By the end of the automation, we'll have the video and we'll submit that back to base 44 for it to go through. So let's go ahead and save that. And let's actually try to submit a request. So let's make sure we turn this on because we submitted the production URL. Let's add a product image. I just put in some random product name and product details, and I'm going to confirm that. And then let's submit the request. Perfect. Let's go ahead and see if this went through. Let me add this bond. So we have to do the respond webhook for us to actually see that. This should probably error out, but that's okay. Go back here and submit a new request. Okay, let's submit request. Looks like it's running. Okay, that moved over pretty nicely. Looks like it's still running because of the agent. Let's go ahead and see. Nice, we have the product image, product details, and product name. Let's go ahead and update this. Copy the editor, change this to name and product details. So let's drag in the product name right here. There you go. And then product details, that, perfect. Let's change this chat GPT model to mini and hopefully that will be faster. That should be good for the AI agent. We're adding all the product details and we'll get a prompt like this. So with that prompt, we're now gonna actually send it to our Sora 2 generator. We're gonna be using Key to do that, Key API. So in here, we can create an account. So now let's do Sora 2 Pro, and I think we're gonna run with API. We're gonna do image to video, and we're gonna be running this with an API where we create the task. And this is kind of some of the pricing details. The price details for Sora 2 Pro Standard cost about 45 cents per 10-second video, and about 66 cents per 15-second video. The videos take around 10 to 30 minutes, depends on how long the videos are. So we're gonna stick with the 10-second video just to shorten the time and the price, and we'll provide those 10-second videos as the UGC. To get started with this, we're gonna create the task. I always go down to the actual curl, which makes it super easy to implement in N8N. So we're gonna copy this. We're gonna go back to N8N, add a plus right here, HTTP request, and we're gonna input curl. We're gonna just paste that in. So that inputs everything correct. Okay, something we're gonna do is add some authentication without having to duplicate this. We're gonna remove send headers, go to authentication, generic credential type, and we'll do a header auth. Now I have a bunch of header auths, so we're gonna create a new one for this. We're gonna name this Key API Authorization. So it's gonna be bearer and then the API key. So I'll copy bearer. Let's copy my API key, which if we go down to authentication, it says get API key, and then you click there and it brings you to this. So I'm gonna copy that key. I'm gonna paste it in here. We'll make it fixed and we'll hit save. So that is the authentication. Now we need to change some of this details right here. With this, I'm gonna remove the callback because I like to have a polling system. Let's change the aspect ratio. We're at text to video. We need image to video. Let's do the pro and let's see how that goes. If it's too long and too much, we'll always go to standard. This is the request. We have input prompt and then image URLs. Aspect ratio, let's make it portrait. Okay, input prompt, add the prompt. This prompt this output because it wasn't an expression yet. Did that. Okay, and this we want to make sure we JSON stringify. So JSON stringify, it basically makes it so it adds in these new line characters and makes it so we're able to send this over. So we need the image URLs. It's going to be an array of URL. Let's go and create URLs. This will be an array, and in this array will be the image URL from the webhook. Product image. There we go. And that looks correct in JSON. Let's make sure there's a comma on right there as well. So that's looking good. Frames, 10, number of frames per generated. Yeah, so it looks like we're good there. Go ahead and save. Let's name this too. Generate Sora 2 task. After this, let's do a wait. We'll have it be 10 seconds. So we're gonna wait 10 seconds each time. And then we're gonna do another HTTP request. Now this one, we're gonna go back to Sora 2. We're gonna query the task and we're gonna copy this curl as well. And we're gonna import curl. Let's go ahead and remove the headers because we need to do the authorization through here. Header auth, and then key API, there we go. And task ID, and then this task ID will come from the first request. So let's go ahead and redo this. So we'll do another if statement. So this will be a query Sora 2 task. There we go. And then this one, we're gonna look at the state of the query. And if it's still processing, we're gonna repeat that. If it's successful, that means it finished processing and we're actually able to get the video ID. So if we're not, we're gonna go back to the wait, and that is our polling system. And then for the respond, we just don't know yet. So we're gonna wait right here and we should be able to test this and see what happens. Okay, let's go back here. I'm gonna go back dashboard. I want this one, that has a better description, slightly better. And let's go do a new request. Okay, product name, truck, and then product details, submit request. And let's go ahead and see what happens here. Now, what I haven't done is actually added credits. So I'm gonna buy $5 worth of credits. Okay, so it looks like this failed. So let's go ahead and figure out why. Okay, that was dumb. We need to have a colon here. There we go. Let's go ahead and save that. And then let's redo this. Let's go over here and with saved workflow. Now it's going to regenerate that execution and we'll see if it comes through here. Nice, it's gonna start generating. Okay, now while that's running, it should take about 10 to 20 minutes. I'm going to generate another prompt that will handle the login page for users, as well as some pricing page and a checkout page with Stripe. And we'll see how base 44 handles all that. I added this create a prompt that handles the sign up and login pages, as well as accurate pricing based on that. And so it gave me this, but the pricing was a bit off as we're losing money on the scale plan based on a 0.45 cent cost. So I asked it to update that for better margins. So these are better margins, and I'm gonna copy this and then paste it into here, and we'll see what happens after this. I also checked this request and it looks like it failed. I'm guessing it's because we're using the pro version, which is a lot more intensive. So let's switch over to the standard, which is the standard image to video. Let's see if that fixes that. All I have to change is this model. Everything else stays the same. I'm gonna stop that execution because I think record info is no, oh, we're also not calling the correct one. So let's fix that. Generate task. This is the task ID. Fix that. Okay, perfect. So saves that. And then let's go ahead and update this to that. And we'll change the size. I think size is only on the pro version. So we'll leave that like that. We'll save that and we can try that again. So it finished. This is the pricing page it generated. I'm gonna remove this pay as you go. I don't think we need that. Let's just have the monthly subscriptions. I also need to enable the Stripe integrations. So I'll look into that. But let's go ahead and remove this. Remove pay as you go and just have the subscription. Perfect. So it looks like I have to enable backend functions. I'm gonna go to app settings, upgrade your plan to enable this here. It looks like it's needing me to do the builder, which is $4 a month. I'm gonna try to do this. Okay, sweet. Now that that is set up, I should be able to enable backend functions. Let's go to app settings, activate. Sweet. Okay. And enabled, please Stripe. Looks like it's requesting Stripe API keys. Use Stripe API keys to set up the payment integration. Once we've added these secrets, I'll create the backend functions for. Okay. While we're doing this, let's make sure we create a new request. I'm gonna add some credits to my account for testing so I can actually submit that request. I'm checking my user. It looks like I have one free credit, but as you saw, I don't have access to make the request, so I'm asking fix that. Because I should be able to do one free request and then the rest should be paid. Let's try this one more time. Okay, so it's still not working. I'm gonna tell it it's still not working. As you can see, it still has like this warning message, and I still can't submit the request. See if that fixed that, so then we can get the request going. That will take a long time for it to generate the video, and then once that's done, we can get the Stripe integration done as well. I prompted it to make the restriction only for regular users. Admin users should get unlimited requests. So let's now try this. Yep, unlimited request, nice. I submitted the request, see if it's going through. Yep, it started running. Perfect, while that's running, let's go ahead and add the Stripe stuff. Okay, so I added the Stripe secret key and created that in Stripe, and then I added it, and then it's asking me to create a webhook in Stripe, figure out the URL. Function URL, do that, copy. Boom. Okay, so it failed for the second time. I think I know why it's failing. I think it has to do with our prompt. We have to do some cleanup on that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go back to this editor. We're gonna stop executing this. We'll check this. Okay, that is success. Oh, state fail. Okay. If it fails, we should have a switch statement. So let's do that. So in here in this task, we're gonna change this to this. And we'll do this as well. I think we also need to remove these. So we'll do another dot place with that. And we'll do another replace where we do that with that. So that should remove everything. So it's still coming up that. There we go. Move that. Do the same over here. Boom. Okay, perfect. That should remove and clean up the entire thing. I think that's what's causing the errors. So with that, we'll go back to the better pro version. So we'll go here and create task, this one, and we'll go size standard as well. Okay, perfect. So now that should be good. So we'll go back to this, create a new request, struct, and then whatever description, submit the request. Okay, that should work now. Let's also change this. So we're going to do a switch statement where this success, and then we'll do this fail, and then we'll do first run to see what generating. Okay, this one is generating. So do this. There, if it's a fail, we also want to respond to webhook, and then we can change the response based on that and what prompt this to do that. Okay, it's running. Sweet. With that, I'm gonna pause here as I have to get going, but I will restart this right from where we're at right here. I'll go from there.
2,000 years later.
Okay, we are back. It's a different day, different time. We're gonna get back into this. A few things that we need to do. It looks like we need to do the Stripe stuff where we need to create products in Stripe and then just add in the price IDs. And then when I check the usage, we got another failure, but I think I know why. So I looked at the prompt parameters right here, maximum length 5,000 characters. If we go over here, when we have this is 20,000 characters. So we need to update the prompt to where we are only maxing out to 5,000 characters. And then we can enforce that by trimming the last bit to enforce it in case ChatGPT goes over, because it's not always be reliable. Let's go ahead and debug in editor. And then in here, we are going to go in here. Let's make this better. Okay, no more than 5,000 characters, something like that. And then in here, we are going to dot substring. And in here, it's going to be 0 to 4,999. And then that should handle the issues with key. I'm gonna go to Stripe and I'm gonna create some products. So I'm gonna go to product catalog screen. Okay, so this is the Stripe dashboard. I'm gonna create a product. This is gonna be a recurring one. So let me check the prices. So it looks like it's gonna be starters, $15. And then this one will be UGC starter. And then we can add that product. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and add another product. This one will be UGC Pro. UGC Pro. This one's gonna be $45 monthly. And then one more, UGC Scale for 95. Let's go ahead and grab these prices. So copy price ID. And then if we go all the way down to this, it says update price IDs in code. So we can go to the dashboard right here. And we go to code, go pages, pricing, and replace price monthly starter. Replace with your actual Stripe ID. Nice. Okay, so this one paste in like that. And then pro, let's go to pro, copy price ID. There we go. Paste that in, and then let's get the scale one, copy price ID, and then scale. Nice. Let's save that. So that should handle the pricing. We should be able to start this. New request, add the product image, and let's submit request. This should trigger, there we go. And then this should trigger here as well once it goes through the prompt. Actually, I was completely wrong. It was only 2,000 characters, these prompts. So there's actually no difference in me doing that. So hopefully this works. It just finished generating the video, and as you can see, it gave it a success. I'm not sure what the difference is between these two. It might have just been that the API was down at that time, but we got it to work. Now in the automation, this is the automation. I'm gonna pin it to the editor. So this one is generating. It goes to output 2, but then as soon as it goes to here, it's right here. This is why. Success. So that should fix that. And once it's success, we want to respond to the webhook. The result JSON. Yeah, so what we have to do is parse this. It's a string JSON. Let's see if we can execute step query and go into this one. And once we have that, then we were able to parse that out. Okay, so we get that success item. We want to put response in field. Okay, I'm just asking when the webhook comes back, what would you like the response to be? So then we can fill that in on edit end. I had to update the question because it was referencing the the Stripe ID because we just did that. So I have to put in a prompt, a question specific to that. This is the response for a success. So let me copy this. Respond with a custom JSON body right here. And then request should be this one and one right here. And then status ready, the URL. We need to actually parse out on the switch. So we want to do this, do JSON parse. Okay, let's ChatGPT it. Okay, we are doing that. I don't know why. Oh, perfect. So that's the output URL. So we should be good. Respond to webhook success. And then we want to duplicate this for failure. And then this one will have this one. And then I'm going to save this. I'm going to go over to a failed one. And I want to try to get, there's no failed message. Let me see if I can manually do this. Task ID right there. We're just going to try this manually so we can get the failed status. Nice. So I will, perfect. Put in error message here. Do first error code and then dash fail message. Okay, we'll save that. We need to change this. There we go. Save that. Should be good to go now. So redo that. And then let's respond to webhook. So let's see what happens here. Should update. Didn't seem like it triggered, so I'm going to ask it why it did that. There we go. Maybe it's too long. So let's just restart this with a new request. Let's check out the video as well. That's pretty good. Like, kind of wouldn't even know. There is some AI generated stuff, but it's really, really good. Let's refresh this. Nice. We got another one going, and then should respond back when it's ready. So I tested that one more time. It looks like the respond to webhook is timing out, which makes sense. So we're gonna have to change it to where instead of responding back, we just in end do an HTTP request to our base 44 app that has the requested data and the video URL, and that updates, and then that will update the status over here. So that's what we're gonna change right now. I already prompted that in base 44 and said, yeah, you need a separate HTTP request. So this is the URL. So let's go back to N8N. We're going to change the response to immediately. And then we're going to change this to an HTTP request, be post. So let's go back here to find the URL. Copy that. And I'm going to paste that in right there. The app ID, I believe, is this. I don't think there's any authentication, which we'll have to update that to include. And then JSON, let's use JSON. And then we're just going to copy this success and send it in here. Perfect. I'm going to delete this. I'm going to save this. So let's ask for authentication first. The HTTP requestation. So I'm going to generate a secret right now. I'm going to set this. There we go. Save the secret. It's asking to do a header. So let's go back to here. Let's add a generic header auth. Create a new credential. This one will be UGC SaaS. And then I'm going to paste in my secret. And then I'm going to copy this right here. Paste that in. Save that. From here, success. Name that. We'll save that. And then we should be able to test this again. Let's go to preview. Generate new request. Go and then paste in that same thing. There we go. Submit request. Okay, that already aired out. So this is already found. So let's reduplicate this. And we'll copy this. And we'll paste it in here. This one will be failed response. And then this will be deleted. Let's go in there right there. Okay, let's redo this. Seems like I gotta redo it one more time. Okay, looks like the node just aired out on the HTTP request. Let's go into it. Method not allowed. I'm gonna copy this, just paste this into here. Function URL. But what about the API key? That seems different. I'm gonna try that instead. Looks like it worked. No way. It says ready. Okay, let's watch it.
Found this little truck in the toy bin. Look at that color. Ready? It rolls over everything. Look at that. Right over the animals. Perfect for ages 2 to 6.
Wow, that is so good. You can just download it, copy the link, let's download it. Wow, that's so amazing. That is so amazing. Oh my God. Okay, so we're pretty much done. Let me just update this URL down here and then save, and we're done. This is the full back end for that. This is the front end. You just saw me build this. Now I'm gonna create a full landing page that should encompass this whole SaaS, and then we should be able to just publish and test it out. And I'm gonna keep this live so that you guys can actually use this, test this out, and see if it's actually useful for you guys. The homepage is not the landing page. All I had to do was go into app settings and change this to the landing page, and this is what it looks like, which is amazing. I mean, insane actually. And you just can view pricing plans. There's the pricing. I'm gonna update this. I'm also gonna update the logo and the name. I also update this and hopefully the URL, and we should be golden. I think I also need to change the name. Yes, this is my favorite naming generation. Okay, add keywords, UGC AI. Here we go. Copy that here. I really like the naming Candid AI, so I'm gonna rename that. So if we go into app overview, Candid AI, I'm gonna do that. I'm now going to settings, app settings, view, domains, edit URL, Candid AI, change that. That means we will need to change the URLs in N8N and a webhook as well. Sorry, no, code and then functions and video complete API. There we go. Copy that and did AI, save. Okay. And then I'm gonna get updated in that. Did this. Perfect. I'm renaming it to Candid AI NU brand everything. So that should rebrand everything, and then we should be good to go. So I noticed the logo is messed up on this request page, so I'm asking to fix that and to get the public URL for the logo file. Yeah, that fixed that. I'm asking if it can provide me that video file so I can update it on the favicon. I'm gonna go to Canva instead. Canva AI. There we go, like this. Ooh, no words. Okay, let's just do this one. Let's download that. Okay, and then we'll upload like that. Sure. So I created the new logo. I'm now changed it on the UI, and also I'm asking it to change the logo to this. So we'll see if that works. Nice. So we'll fix the logo on the dashboard page. Not showing up. Okay, that worked. Now we can publish. Let's see. Nice. Looks good. Okay, let's test this. With Google. Let's do this one. Request. As you see, when I created a new account, it started with 0 video credits, so I couldn't create my free video. We're gonna fix that so new users can generate 1 free video and they get to see how it works. And if they want more, they can choose a plan. I'm also asked it to update this warning message as well as look into fixing the checkout. Okay, let's try to publish app, and I'll log out, sign in. Let's try a different email. Still not working. Get credits. Okay, let's publish the app. Okay, nice. Wow, that worked. So it looks like the stripe is working now. 1 credit. Hell yeah. So let's log out. Continue. Log in. Okay, nice. Let's try something else. Funko Pop. Yeah, submit request. Okay, nice. Back to dashboard. And we need to test this. Test. Yeah, we can't submit the request. Nice. Perfect. That worked. Let's see if that's going. Let's redo this. Perfect. Okay, awesome. That is a brand new SaaS. There's gonna be a few little bugs that I need to fix, but it looks like you can still pay, you can do a request, and you have everything that was set up. So this website will be available for you to actually use. So feel free to use it, test it out. And that is how you create a SaaS. Again, I will be sending all of these resources in the links down below. I also have a paid school community where you can get access to me and support on all of your automations, whether that's making a SaaS, whether that's making N8N automations. So feel free to check that out. I also have a free school community where I also provide free N8N templates, and you can access all of these features down below as well. So without further ado, thank you for watching this video. Make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll catch you on the next one. Later.